Hello, loves. Hello, hello, Hills here from the Blue Flame. How are we all doing? Happy emergence cycle. We have come through the eclipse wormhole now. And today, as I'm recording this, the 7th of March, Venus, now in Aries, is exactly conjunct Neptune. As we move further into this week, we will find the 11th of March bringing Jupiter stationing direct once again in Cancer as Venus moves into and through a conjunction with Saturn. And the moon enters its Sagittarius Crone phase on the way to a very, very, very powerful week of the 16th of March. And we'll talk more about that in the coming days. This update is a touch in, a laying of the foundations of that powerful week as we come into connection with Jupiter's turning, Jupiter's stationing direct in Cancer. This retrograde, which began during the year 2025, is carrying us into the new. We can feel this as on the 11th, in conjunction with that Crone Moon in Sagittarius, that wizened moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius, also the sign of higher learning, exploration, the sign which Jupiter rules. We are coming into a new relationship with wisdom, with gnosis, with the higher heart of Pisces, the sun being there as we prepare for the Pisces new moon on the 18th. This Jupiter movement through the sign of Cancer has been expanding our relationship to our sense of belonging, to our place in the grand scheme of the cosmos. And you feel that? As Jupiter has shifted retrograde through this sign of the moon, introspective, family orientated Cancer, we are reviewing and revising our relationship to our ancestral lines, to our DNA, to our mother and our father, our sisters and our brothers, as we come more into that collective relationship, which is that I am connected to the all of everything, right? So on the 11th, when Jupiter turns direct, we are being invited to step more wholly, more holistically into that sympathetic resonance, into that empathic state of being that allows us to feel everything. Now, this can be quite challenging for a lot of us because there's a lot out there to feel right now. We have wars and we have challenges. We have people suffering and starving on this planet. We have people being persecuted for their way of being. Part of coming into to bringing more of this sympathetic resonance online is to help us release old narratives of it's not my tribe. I need not worry about that happening over there because it's not happening to my people. And I only have to worry about protecting my cloistered group. Part of this journey of Jupiter and Cancer has been asking us, inviting us to feel that there go one, there go us all. And not just human to human, but full across the board, across the cosmos, into the deepest of ourselves. The way that we communicate with ourselves is also how we are communicating with the universe, right? Now, this Jupiter stationing is happening with Mercury in trine over in Pisces, Mercury retrograde in trine. So how we talk to ourselves, how we express ourselves, how we communicate is being retread. And we're being asked to let that movement be more from the land of the higher heart. So when we talk about sympathetic resonance, when we talk about empathic capacities, telepathic capacities, which this Mercury retrograde is igniting more deeply, more fully, more wholly within us, we are opening up our channels to interact more from that place of I am, which is this Venus, Saturn, Neptune now, all in Aries, the sun preparing to join them as well. The moon on this 11th of March will be at 20 degrees of Sagittarius, splitting the difference between the great attractor and the galactic center. And I'm right in between the dragon's eyes of Draco, in a square, of course, to the sun, as all quarter moons are, half moons. And in trine to the retrograde Magdalena asteroid. Magdalena is reclaiming seat at table. This trine is grand because Chiron exactly conjunct Eris in Aries are helping facilitate this. It's a little bit loose because the moon is at 20 and Magdalena is at 21 of Leo. And Chiron and Eris are at 24 of Aries. But there's so much going on that we can feel that Chiron, Eris energy. And what we're feeling is that rising up into solidarity. It's not righteous indignation. It's, I will not allow myself to be tread upon. I will not tread upon another. And I will stand up in those places and in those ways which it is true for me to stand up, which it is true for me to stand up. It's not going to look the same for everyone. Some people will take to the streets in that street fighter Eris sort of way. Some people are called to hold light and be a beacon, a lighthouse. Some people will go into the deepest depths and alchemize the stagnant energies in the depths there, helping to pull out. All of us are weaving medicine. And that's what this cycle, this week, is all about. As we come into that week of the 16th, where we are really going to be stepping into the new. We called this the emergence cycle. We're emerging out of the eclipse wormhole, but there's still movements in retrograde, right? There's still movements in retrograde. So we find Jupiter turning round, big, expansive, massive energy of Jupiter turning round in Cancer. And then on the 20th, on the equinox, we find Mercury turning round. And then we will have forward momentum. So as we come into the astrological new year, as we come into the Persian New Year, as the cycle begins again, a new spiral opening, all of the planets also move forward once again. This invitation, the reason for this transmission is to help each of us find those ways in which we can begin our emergence. We can start to turn ourselves forward, moving forward once again. And learn our individual markers as well. Now, on the day of the Virgo total lunar eclipse over at Circle, I facilitated a transmission and light activation. We really, with the help of medicine beings across the dimensionality, we explored the adamantine and we explored the sympathetic resonance. And this is available to anyone who is called to receive it. There will be a link below. The real invitation here, though, is as this tide rises and we all rise with it, to feel what you're called to step into. How are you called to move from this place, this space that we call the higher heart? How are you individually and collectively called to remember that full, true, divine belonging, that which is the truth of all of us? And remember, Sagittarius, wise and Sagittarius moon, brings us into those unconscious, subconscious, deep truth knowings. Deep truth knowings that everything is connected. It is all connected. And every thought, every word, every song sung, every intention set connects to everything else as well. I will often share here in this space that one of my mantras, we'll call it, is one of the intents, my constant and always intent is, may this be in the highest good of all sentience. May this be in the highest good of all sentience. And when in doubt, I pray, I intone, may I be guided by that highest aspect of my beingness to which I am currently able to connect. Feel within yourself, what is this higher self? What is this plane of existence to which you have a deep understanding. What is the highest truth of yourself? And how can you move through the world in alignment with that? You may find that doing some sort of ritual on this day of the 11th of March could serve. Feel what's true. Again, I don't think we can overstate how important it is to connect with the high heart, the deepest chambers of the heart that are currently accessible to you. And trust yourself. Trust that you know already what you're here to do. And then to move from that place of trust and love. What does your ritual look like? Perhaps it's on the 10th, not the 11th. Perhaps it's on the 12th, or on the Friday the 13th that we get this coming week as well. Working with those Venusian energies. And that is also when Venus will be coming into conjunction with Sekhmet and Kali, who are also in Aries. Perhaps that Venusian magnetic energy is what calls for you to trust. Trust your heart. You already know. You already know. The week of the 16th is monumental. We have Jupiter direct again, meet cuting with Prodigy, aka 3i Atlas. We have a Pisces new moon, and we have Mercury stationing direct during the Aries equinox. Setting yourself up to receive and begin this new year, this new cycle in your highest expression is really what's on offer as we move through these days leading up to. And so with that, and another invitation to come on over and experience the opening to the new transmission and sympathetic strands activation over at Circle. As always, in the always, this is shared with you with so much and many loves from the dimensions of the all and beyond the beyond. May you rise.